Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel Vedic Astro Amit. Today we'll talk about the transit of Venus through the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So Venus in Purva Ashadha nakshatra, this is going to be a very powerful combination because Purva Ashadha is actually ruled by Venus. And so we'll talk about all the 12 signs, but first we'll go over the Venus and the Purva Ashadha in detail in this intro section, and then we'll go one by one each of the signs. So watch this intro very carefully, and then you can go to your sign. So the sign, both, it could be your Lagna or it could be your moon Rashi. So Venus in Purva Ashadha. First of all, we look at Venus, right? Venus is Shukra. In Sanskrit, Venus is known as Shukra. And Shukra literally means semen. That's the virya, the potent energy of the male potent energy, the energy that creates life, right? So it's a Venus is very much connected with procreation. Okay, so that's where the entire creativity piece of Venus also comes from. Venus is pleasure, Venus is passion and romance and flirtation. All of that is Venus. Venus represents all the things that we enjoy in life. For example, love, romance, arts, music, dance, good food, gourmet food. All of that is Venus. Venus is also a big planet for healing. Okay. The deity for Venus is Shukracharya. Shukracharya, he was the only one, he was the guru of the demons, and he was the only one who had the knowledge of bringing the dead people back to life. So that was called Sanjeevani Vidya, the knowledge to revive people after they die, right? So Venus also represents beauty and beauty products and beauty parlors and luxury resorts and spas, all of that. So Venus is, connected with aesthetics, looking good. Venus is also finances, banking, money. That's big for Venus, and luxury. Venus represents partner for a male native. Spouse is represented by Venus. In Vastu, Venus is also southeast direction. So that's important to see here. For female natives, Venus is also the ovaries and the womb, and of course the sexual organs for both male and female. And Venus represents the vehicles, our car, even airplanes, all modes of transportation, the things that we enjoy, right? So including luxury cars and things like that. Venus is entertainment and all the related industries. And the deity for Venus is goddess Lakshmi. So all of those things. Now, this planet, Venus, is going over the nakshatra of Purva Ashadha. So now we'll talk about what Purva Ashadha represents, and then we'll combine those specifically for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So Purva Ashadha, first of all, the symbol of Purva Ashadha, it's the tusk of an elephant. So elephant, the tusk of an elephant is the prized possession. It's like the jewel, right? So it's the strength of the elephant. Elephant is a mighty animal, right? So, and the tusk is the most significant or prominent organ. And so it represents power and strength to overcome obstacles. So that's the energy of this nakshatra. It's a very powerful, very strong nakshatra. Helps you overcome difficulties. Second thing is this tusk of elephant. It's also connected with the tooth of Ganesha, tusk of Ganesha. So he actually broke away one of his tusks to write Mahabharata. So this nakshatra is very much connected with writing. So writing projects, writing assignments, being a writer, all of that is connected with this nakshatra. The meaning of the nakshatra, the word Purva Ashadha, literally means early victory. Okay, so this nakshatra gives you early success through determination, through intensity. And as we mentioned, the ruling planet in Vimshotri Dasha, the ruling planet for Purva Ashadha is Venus itself. So that gives a lot of artistic abilities, all the aesthetics and beauty and creativity, all that comes from Venus being the ruler of Purva Ashadha. The deity, the ruling deity for this nakshatra is Apa. Apa is the water deity, so it's connected with purification and flow and cleansing, all of that, and quenching the thirst, right? So that's the energy of this nakshatra. The nature, so inherently, this is it's called Ugra, which means a fierce nakshatra. So it's determination and fierce and intensity, and it's also movable nakshatra. So a lot of movement. It's not like sitting around. It wants to action and do things and accomplish things, and gives you early victory. Okay. The motivation, we also see primary motivation of this nakshatra is moksha, and entire nakshatra is within the sign of Sagittarius, which anyway is concerned with spiritual progress, right? So also kind of summarize, this is the nakshatra of determination and artistic abilities and beauty and harmony, aesthetics, and getting things done in a very fierce manner. But also could lead to stubbornness and too much of intensity. So those are the downsides, possible downsides. So that's the overall energy of Purva Ashadha. So now we'll combine Venus with Purva Ashadha for all of the 12 zodiac signs. So we'll go one by one. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Vedic Astro Amit. All right, so this is how it looks like for Aries. The sign of Aries could be Lagna or Rashi. Okay, so we're talking about Venus in Purva Ashadha. It's going to be from January 29th through February 8th. And this is how the chart looks like. So for Aries, sign of Aries, as you can see, here we have Aries, that's number 1 sign. And so Venus is sitting in the 9th house in the sign of Sagittarius for Aries rising. So for Aries rising, second. For Aries rising, so sitting in the ninth house is all about travel, long distance travel. So, and Venus being there, so there'll be love for travel, good time to take on long distance travel. And you may like to travel for pleasure or for seeking higher wisdom. Pleasure comes from Venus, and higher wisdom comes from being the 9th house. There may be, quest to learn about other cultures, or even could be food-related travel, like, culinary trips. And you may have urge to acquire deep esoteric wisdom, higher knowledge. And you may actually develop harmony and balance in your belief system. That's the 9th house matters, right? And also, you'll have more cordial relationships with your teachers, with your gurus, with your sangha, with your father also, right? So more harmonious relationships with the higher ups, with your seniors, with teachers, with gurus. And those could be based on, those relationships could be based on like shared values. You want to do things together in a very harmonious way. So all of that is indicated. And also this is the, Venus is the 2nd house ruler and the 7th house ruler sitting in the 9th house. So travel with the spouse is for higher wisdom, higher purpose, spiritual kind of a pilgrimage with your partner is very much indicated and going to be very, very beneficial. So that's the energy for the sign of Aries. Could be Lagna, which is the rising sign, or it could be Rashi, which is the moon sign. So that's going to be the impact of Venus in Purva Ashadha for the sign of Aries. Next, we'll see Taurus. So for Taurus, Venus, it's sitting in the 8th house in the sign of Sagittarius. And Venus, of course, for Taurus, Venus is a very important planet. Venus is the Lagna Lord. So first of all, Venus itself is the planet of relationships in general, right? Love, romance, relationships, intensity, and passion. So Venus sitting in the 8th house, there's possibility of very intense relationships, okay? There could be change and transformation. in your relationships or in general in your being, in your personality. There could be a lot of passion in your relationships, possibility of like steamy relationships. And also there could be some hidden secrets which come to surface with respect to your relationships. So either those secrets will come to surface, or there may be a potential for new secrets which you might create or give birth to. So you may do some secretive things in your relationships. And then eighth house, it's all about deep esoteric wisdom, and Venus being there. So there'll be a lot of interest in healing. And Venus, with Shukracharya as its deity, is the only planet has the knowledge or the Sanjeevani Vidya, which is the knowledge to bring dead people back to life, right? So Venus in the eighth house is fearless when it comes to learning about very deep, like secrets of the universe, and also secret methods of healing. So that will be a big theme, especially Venus being the Lagna Lord in the eighth house. You'll have huge interest in finding very secretive methods of healing, or very deep cleansing and healing modalities. And also you'll probably like, elaborate rituals like drum circles, and you'll bring like aesthetic mindset into the learning process, into the healing process. And like drum circles in the middle of the night and in the forest, things like that, decorating your altar in a very elaborate manner, things. So you'll be doing that. And also there could be some sort of like emotional healing through relationships. Okay. Like you can say personal transformation, sort of like rebirth of your relationships, right? So Venus is relationships, and eighth house is churning and transformation and change. So there could be like a death and a rebirth of your relationships. And of course, you'll be very interested in psychology, therapy, counseling, all of that. Eighth house matters. And also, eighth house represents our joint finances, money from other people or from in-laws or from clients. So you may develop new financial partnerships. Also, so essentially, the focus will be on shared resources. So you may enter into like joint ventures, financial joint ventures. Also, you may experience financial transformation through relationships. That's what Venus in the eighth house does. Um, Also, there's some caution. There may be tendency to like enjoy finances in a very secret manner. In other words, you may have like this urge to secretly spend on luxury items or for your enjoyment and pleasure, things like that. So stay vigilant with your finances. Be very ethical and pure and honest when it comes to finances, especially in your relationships. So that's the overall picture for Taurus sign of Taurus. Could be Lagna or Rashi. So your rising sign is Taurus or your moon sign is Taurus. So that's the impact of Venus in Purva Ashadha. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already to my channel, Vedic Astro Amit. Next one is Gemini. Gemini, the sign of Gemini, either rising sign, which is Lagna, or moon sign, which is Rashi. For Gemini, Venus will be, there is a congregation of planets in the seventh house. Venus is sitting in the seventh house in Sagittarius. So you're seeking, essentially, you're seeking harmony in relationships. That's what Venus in the seventh house does. It's as if the sign of Libra is activated. That's the seventh natural sign in the Kalpurush Kundali. Right. So there's a possibility of artistic partnerships. You may develop partnerships around arts, music, dance, or even food, gourmet food and enjoyment, entertainment, beauty, all of those things. So you may develop partnerships, around these areas, or with people in this industry, or just partnerships that are very focused on all of these things. There may also be tendency to be very possessive in your relationship, because Venus ruled by Shukracharya. So the Shukra or Venus, it likes very deep, intimate, one-on-one partnerships. Okay, so but it's very jealous of other people coming into those partnerships. There could be artistic collaboration, both personal or business point of view. And Venus in the seventh house, especially in Sagittarius, so it'll give you a strong desire for relationship, for marriage, for procreation. Okay. So, but I mean, there is one caution. You have to balance your personal needs with the needs of other people. So seventh house represents all the other people, right? So first house is self, seventh house is other people. So you have to balance the needs, your personal needs versus needs of other people. So that's one caution. So that's and also Venus is your fifth house ruler, right? So involve children in your relationship. So essentially doing things with your children, with your partner together. That's going to be the theme overall. You may also make a trip abroad because Venus is the 12th house ruler sitting in the seventh house. So making a trip with your spouse, or maybe your spouse will travel abroad. Any of those things are possible. So that's for the sign of Gemini, Venus in Purva Ashadha from January 29th to February 8th. Next is the sign of Cancer. So Cancer, Venus will be in your sixth house. It's going over the sign of Sagittarius in your sixth house. And it's the 11th house ruler and the fourth house ruler. So number one recommendation is you'll get a lot of satisfaction by serving other people. Sixth house is service to the humanity, to other people. There may be love of helping and volunteering, things like that. Secondly, sixth house is also our work, our job, like 9 to 5 kind of a job. So you'll seek harmony at your workplace because Venus is all about, harmony and peace and all of that. So you'll seek peace and harmony at your workplace. You may also act as a negotiator in different situations. And sixth house is our daily routine and work habits, all of that. So there could be a lot of artistic expression and creativity in your daily routine. So your daily routine will not be boring anymore. You'll turn it into something very interesting and appealing and artistic and very creative. So that's going to be, so these 10 days are very good for you to create some, artistic or very interesting and fun routines or work habits. Okay. Then sixth house is also our health. There will be focus on your well-being and maintaining a good lifestyle, and could be interesting, like very deep healing modalities and counseling and therapies. That's what Venus is, healing at a very deep level. And also Venus being your 11th Lord and your 4th Lord. So, involvement of your friends, of your mother in, your health routines, that's possible. And so you'll also socialize with your co-workers. Sixth house is your, work environment, and then Venus is socializing. So you may organize dinners or, get-togethers with your work colleagues. And also you may actually find a job in the artistic world, okay, in the field of arts and dance and music and architecture, interior decoration, food, hospitality, all of those areas. You may actually find opportunities for work in these areas. And again, this also for Cancer sign also, there's a need to find the work-life balance, balance between your professional duties and personal enjoyment. So don't mix them up too much. There has to be a balance. So that's the sign of Cancer, the impact of Venus in Purva Ashadha for Cancer rising and Cancer Rashi. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So next one is Leo. For Leo, as you can see, Venus is going to be sitting in the fifth house in the sign of Sagittarius. Purva Ashadha is entirely in Sagittarius. And also would like to mention, please watch the intro section. Very important, very useful information on Venus and Purva Ashadha. For Leo sign, Venus in the fifth house. So there'll be a lot of creativity, a lot of artistic pursuits or projects. There'll be love for arts and dance and music and cooking, all of that. And also you'll have a very like carefree, romantic, and playful nature. You'll be inclined to be more playful and carefree in your partnerships. Uh, they'll be urged to find a romantic partner. Okay, you may be looking for like more playful partner. And also, you may have big desire to have children, a strong urge to either have children or to spend time with children. If you're a parent, you'll enjoy being a parent. You'll enjoy the responsibilities of being parent. It'll be a joyful activity for you. In your romantic relationships and love affairs, you'll prefer, very aesthetically pleasing settings or partners who appreciate art and beauty. So you may go for like, very exotic places for dinners and things like that with your romantic partners. And there'll be interest in enjoyment, pleasure, just having a good time. Okay, so then fifth house is also like performing arts. So there'll be deep interest in performing arts such as singing, acting, dancing. So you'll have like self-expression through these performing arts. And you'll love to perform. You love to go on stage and perform any of these arts. And there is a possibility of, tendency of uh, getting involved in like love games and flirtation and too much excitement and pleasure seeking in your romantic relationships. So that's one area of caution. And Venus is also your 10th lord and your third lord. So work, um, your work, you'll bring creativity and harmony and peace in your work environment. And you'll combine your children with your profession. So your children may help with your work, um, or vice versa, or you'll bring work to your children. So that's the overall energy for sign of Leo, the impact of Venus in Purva Ashadha. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, please watch the intro section, very important information on Venus and Purva Ashadha. Next one, Virgo rising as well as Virgo Rashi. So the Lagna is Virgo or your moon sign is Virgo. As you can see, Venus is sitting in the fourth house in the sign Sagittarius in Purva Ashadha. Purva Ashadha is entirely within the sign of heart of Sagittarius. So for Virgo, you want peace and harmony at home. So that's the most important thing for you. You would like to have good energies and good harmony at your home. The fourth house represents your home, place of residence. So you want your spouse and parents and kids all living in harmony and have a loving relationship. Okay. You may actually turn your home into a very aesthetic, a very pleasing environment. Like home decoration, home decor will be a big theme. So you'll do things for your home, and uh, interior design. You love to create a very perfect, visually appealing home environment. So you'll be very creative in like beautifying your living spaces, all of that. And then you'll also seek emotional security through family bonds, especially with your mother also. Or you could also provide emotional safety to your family. So emotions and emotional safety, security, your family, your mother, all of that is going to be the theme. You may also be a caretaker for your family. Um, and then you may enjoy, having dinners and cooking with your family members, food and dining experiences at your home. So that'll bring joy to you. That'll be the theme. You'll have a lot of like parties and dinners at home. You may also enjoy like romantic dinners with your partner at home. You may actually turn your home into a very like aesthetically appealing setting and a romantic, very intimate kind of environment for spending time with your partner. Um, Also, there could be interest in investment in real estate or buying, like, especially like luxury properties. Venus represents all luxury items, or like financial investment in real estate, especially in like nice and beautiful homes. So that's possible. That's the energy. And also, uh, there'll be like deep harmony and peace and love, affection for your mother. That's the fourth house. You may also like, do enjoy cooking with your mother or learning cooking from your mother or doing it together and then having family dinners. So that's going to be the overall theme. And also with your father as well, actually, because Venus is also your ninth house ruler. So that's the overall impact of Venus in Purva Ashadha for the sign of Virgo from January 29th through February 8th. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And do watch the intro section for important information. Next one is Libra, sign of Libra. That could be Libra rising, that's the Lagna, or could be Libra Rashi, which is the moon sign. So in case of Libra, Venus is sitting in the third house in the sign Sagittarius. And please watch the intro section, very important. And so third house, Venus in the third house means very diplomatic and charming communication style. So third house is communication, and Venus is very diplomatic and caring and charming planet. So you'll have a very peaceful way of communicating with other people. You'll be very skillful in communication. You'll know how to convey things in a very appealing manner. And then artistic endeavors like creative writing or beautiful language in communication, all of those you'll learn, you'll dive deep, you'll excel in those areas. And third house is also our siblings, especially younger siblings, so a very harmonious and affectionate relationship with your siblings. It's a good time to foster good harmony with your siblings. You may also do like artistic things with your siblings. That's a good remedy. That's a good thing to do. And also you could learn artistic skills. The third house is the skills, and Venus is all about arts and things. So a great opportunity for you to learn artistic skills. Excuse me. And then also third house is short distance travels, like within the city kind of thing. So it's a good time for fruitful short journeys. You may travel within the city, to make peace, to bring harmony, or get things done in a very diplomatic manner. And also you'll essentially enjoy socializing with people through these short distance trips, like within the city, meeting people for coffee, just socializing, visiting, and communicating, developing network. So a very good time to develop your social network. Third house also represents our, courage, and it's the Parakrama Bhava. Um, so this means, with Venus being there, your main tool for conflict resolution will be peace and harmony and arts and food. I mean, those are going to be your tools, like through gourmet food, through arts, through peace and harmony. That's how you'll resolve conflicts. And for Libra, anyway, Libra, the sign of Libra, they're all about peace and harmony, and it's your Lagna Lord sitting in the third house. So all of that makes a lot of sense for you to learn new skills, to have a very diplomatic way of resolving conflict, diplomatic and harmonious communication, all of that, and a lot of short distance journeys that will be very fruitful. So that's Venus in Purva Ashadha for the sign of Libra. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and please watch the intro section. Next one, Scorpio rising and Scorpio Rashi. So both, if your rising sign or the Lagna is Scorpio, or if your Rashi or moon sign is Scorpio. For you, Venus will be sitting in your second house. Sagittarius is your second house. So the entire focus will be on financial stability, essentially attracting wealth through artistic pursuits, and you'll be very good at management of family wealth. You'll use very pleasant and persuasive language in doing financial negotiations and interactions with family members. So this is a good time for you to essentially have any discussions or interactions about or around your family wealth. So if you ever wanted to, convince other people to do something, this is the right time regarding your family wealth. And secondly, this is the house of speech. So you'll have a very sweet and affectionate and charming speech. So this is a good period, good time for delivering speeches, for starting some webinars and any kind of speaking engagements. And Venus is also your seventh house ruler, sitting in the second house. So your partner, your spouse, your business partner, and your family wealth, those are connected. So you'll actually work on your family wealth with your partner. Okay, develop how to develop your family wealth. One caution, because Venus is also your 12th house ruler, which is the house of losses and donations and giving away things. So being Venus, the planet, it's very diplomatic, harmonious, doesn't want any conflict. So you may actually end up giving, more than fair share to your family members. So one caution around that. Um, and then you have to, balance your share in the family wealth and your partner's share and that of other people. So it's going to be a balancing act. Like you don't want to be too aggressive when it comes to family wealth, but also you don't want to be too diplomatic or too soft. So that's going to be a balancing act for you. So that's the transit of Venus in Purva Ashadha for sign of Scorpio. Please like, share, and subscribe, and do watch the intro section. Lot of important information. We talk about Venus, we talk about Purva Ashadha in the intro section. Next one is Sagittarius rising. So of course, for Sagittarius, the Venus is sitting in your lagna or in your Rashi, as the case may be. And Venus is your 11th house ruler and your 6th house ruler. So for Sagittarius, Venus, sitting in your lagna, in your Rashi, this will give you a very charming and graceful personality. Okay. You'll have a natural attraction and ability to attract other people. Like it'll give you very this pleasing and charming kind of presence, and you'll exude a sense of beauty and sophistication, and a very pleasant demeanor. Okay, or you could also say artistic self-expression. So you'll express yourself very in a very artistic manner, very aesthetically pleasing manner. Aesthetics is very important for you. So you want everything to have a artistic touch. So your inner beauty will shine. You'll develop a very harmonious relationship with yourself. You'll learn to love yourself. So all of that, Venus is all about harmony and peace and love and making like a negotiator and enjoyment and good things and pleasure, all of that good things in life. So Venus in the first house in Sagittarius will give you this kind of like a very soft and beautiful manner of your self-development. Okay. You may also develop like artistic skills and things like that in the process. And all of that with the underlying theme of spiritual progress. That's the sign of Sagittarius. So that's Venus in Purva Ashadha for sign of Sagittarius. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel and watch the intro section. Next one is Capricorn, the rising sign of Capricorn, or the Rashi is Capricorn. So Venus is going to be in your 12th house in Sagittarius. So 12th house, it's all about hidden things, and Venus is love and relationships. So there may be tendency for having some kind of hidden relationships or hidden love. Or you may just like to keep your relationship very secret or private or hidden. And so and also 12th house is solitude, right? So you may prefer spending time with yourself or in a retreat kind of a setting. And also 12th house is foreign people, foreign land, foreign countries, foreign travel, right? So you may enter into a relationship with a foreigner. You may meet somebody in a foreign country, or You may really travel a lot in a foreign country. And you'll have this tendency to be a big donor, like, giving nature. You love to give like big donations and helping other people, being very generous. And so that there could be a tendency of showing off as well, showing off your wealth by, being a big donor or big, you know, huge amounts of donations. So be careful about that. Um, 12th house is the house of letting things go, right? So, and Venus is a relationship. So this is a good time to let go of any attachments in your relationships. Okay, so voluntarily. And and then also Venus is all about healing. So this is a good time for learning healing modalities that focus on subconscious mind, your astral travel, energy healing, all of that. Um, and one big caution is be careful not to spend too much on like luxury items, things that you don't really need, and could be a tendency of showing off your wealth, things like that. So that's the big caution for Capricorn sign. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and watch the intro section as well. Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, both Aquarius Lagna and Aquarius Rashi. So for the sign of Aquarius, Venus will be in your 11th house in the sign of Sagittarius, transiting through the 11th house. So Venus in the 11th house, excellent time. You'll be very charming, and you'll act like a magnet in social circles. So you'll be able to attract a lot of friends, especially on social media. So in other words, you'll have a mass appeal, like, at a large scale. So you'll be very popular. People will like you. You can easily connect with a diverse range of people and stakeholders, like all over the spectrum. Okay, and you'll bring like artistic sense into social groups and social settings. Like you'll have, maybe like social media meetings or things like that, and you'll be very like bring wonderful presentations and way of presenting things, very aesthetic. Kind of energy will be there. As aesthetically, it'll be very appealing kind of energy. Um, you may through social medias, in social gatherings, you may find love and romantic relationships. That's another possibility. You may also be like a spokesperson for a good cause to help the humanity. That's 11th house. And like you could be event planner or like social event organizer. Um, Venus in the 11th house. And you'll essentially develop a lot of friendships, a lot of connections, a lot of relationships very easily. Caution is, all of that should have an underpinning of spiritual foundation, right? So anything you do in your social circle or developing friendships, uh, those should have some kind of spiritual foundation. Then it'll be successful. Okay. Especially because Venus is also your fourth lord and your ninth lord. Fourth house is inner happiness, ninth house is higher wisdom, higher purpose. So anything you do that'll give you inner happiness is as long as it has a spiritual foundation, because Sagittarius likes you to evolve spiritually. Okay. So that's the sign of Aquarius. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Do watch the intro section. Very important. We talk about Venus and we talk about Purva Ashadha. Next is Pisces, the sign of Pisces, Lagna as well as Rashi. First, I would highly recommend watch the intro section. We talk about Venus and Purva Ashadha. And so this is the number 12 sign. And as you can see, Venus is sitting in the sign of Sagittarius in your 10th house. So 10th house, you'll bring harmony and peace and all of those things, aesthetic, things in your workplace. And also there's a possibility of finding, work or finding a career in arts, beauty, luxury items, fashion, design, interior decoration, music, cooking. And also Venus is the planet for finance also, right? So banking, entertainment industry, all of that. So you'll be interested in careers in these fields, or you'll get opportunities from these fields. And as I said, you'll be very graceful and tactful and charming at your workplace. And essentially, you'll be having a very good public image in a way. And it's also the eighth house ruler, so a lot of change, transformation at work possible. But all of that will have a spiritual underpinning, spiritual foundation. Okay. So that's the energy, that's the impact of Venus and Purva Ashadha for the sign of Pisces. Please watch the intro section as well. Very useful information. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.